as I mentioned, it's now come to that time of our event where we remember all of those lives needlessly lost. As he mentioned, the list isn't exhaustive, and every single statistic isn't just a number, there are lives behind it. So I hope that you'll join me in remembering those lives that have been lost, and we'll end with a minute's silence. So we've got the transatlantic slave trade, 16th to 19th century, with 28 million deaths. The Native American Genocide, 1492 to 1890, with 100 million deaths. The Great Irish Famine in Ireland, 1845 to 52, with 1 million deaths. The Belgian Congo, 1855 to 1912, 8 million deaths, half of the population. The Philippine-American War, 1899 to 1902, with 1.4 million deaths. The Stolen Generation, Australia, 1909 to 69, 100,000 affected. The Armenian Genocide, 1915 to 16, at least 664,000 to 1.2 million deaths. The Holodomor terror famine, Ukraine, 1932 to 33, 5 to 10 million deaths. The Japanese invasion of China, 1937 to 38, 300,000 deaths, with 20,000 rapes. The Nazi Holocaust, 1939 to 45, 11 to 17 million deaths, including 6 million Jews. The Chechen deportation, 1944, 500,000 affected, with over 150,000 deaths. The atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, 1945, with 300,000 immediate deaths. The Guatemalan Civil War, 1960 to 66, 200,000 deaths with 50,000 disappearances. Chile and Pinochet, 1973 to 1990, 3,500 deaths, 100,000 tortured, and 200,000 killed. The killing fields in Cambodia, 1975 to 79, 1.7 million deaths. The Sabra and Shatila massacre in Lebanon, 1982, with 3,500 deaths. The UN sanctions and US-UK bombing raids in Iraq, 1990 to 2003, 1.5 million deaths. The Rwandan genocide of 1994, 850,000 deaths. The Srebrenica massacre in Bosnia, 1995, 12,000 deaths. The Israeli assault on Gaza, Palestine, 2008 to 2009, 1,434 deaths, with 5,403 injuries. The Yemen war in 2015, 233,000 deaths, over 4.3 million displaced. The Rohingya genocide in Myanmar, 2017, 25,000 deaths, over 1.8 million displaced. And the Israeli assault in Palestine in 2023, at least 23,357 deaths, 59,410 injuries. Please join me in holding a minute's silence.
we round up with Masood Shejri, Chair of IHRC, speaking, I'd just like to invite Professor Rashid just to say a few words regarding Kombizz. I think.
No, I wanted to say something very simple. I don't need a microphone. As a feminist, I know that this text, men's inhumanity to man, was coined in the famous Declaration of 1948. I think it's time to remember that most of the people dying are women. And we need to change that to reflect that situation. I suggest that we do it.
Okay, pleasure. Brother Masood Shejri, the chair of the Islamic Human Rights Commission, due to whom this whole event has been holding.
Dear friends, colleagues, activists, first of all, I would like to thank you, every single one of you, for giving your time to highlight this year's Genocide Memorial Day. We organized this event after the Operation Cast Lead because of several things. One was we believe that inhumanity of that is being unleashed against the human race is something that needs to be challenged without any favor. There is no hierarchical issues on it. There are not one group of people more deserving to be part of the human race than another group. And we felt that what was happening before, under the umbrella of Holocaust Day, it was very selective. And it wasn't really dealing with the whole issue of challenging the inhumanity that is taking place in the past, remembering all of it, and indeed working towards finding ways of making sure that never again is actually inclusive of all of the human race, and finding ways to stop it, i.e. steps that leads to genocide, demonization, hatred, environment of hate, and many other aspects, otherization and so forth. So this is why we organize ourselves. And here now this year, we are seeing ourselves yet again in the midst of a genocide which we could not believe could happen in our lifetime, taking place in Gaza right now, at this very moment. And it sort of highlighted many things that we talked over these 10 years or so. It highlighted the fact that international institutions like UN and the courts are not fit for purpose. They really are instruments of colonialism and needs to go through a change. We need to bring a change if indeed these institutions are going to address our aspiration of having a peaceful future for ourselves and our next generation. That's one thing. And they're all like that, not just UN or international courts, even OIC, you have EU, etc., African Union. They all failing to do anything to stop this. Not only they're failing even to stop the support for this genocidal act and the fuel and the arms that is going day in, day out to actually fuel and kill innocent people. Now, what could we do? First of all, let us strengthen this program. This year we had it in 4 different countries. We had it in Malaysia, in Belgium, in Switzerland, in London. Let us make sure that this becomes a normal thing, that we come together as people of different faiths, different background, different ethnicity, united on one thing, that we don't want ever again to happen to anyone whatsoever, despite their color, despite their philosophy, despite their religion, and so forth. And we cannot justify the victims of yesterday to have a license to commit the genocide of today. I think we have been successful in many ways, but we need your help. What can we do at this time that this genocide is going on? There are a lot of activists doing a lot of work. Palestinian Action are doing a wonderful work. Other Palestinian activists are doing a wonderful work. The boycotting is very important. The boycotting is something that this Zionist state is so frightened of that it's doing everything to stop it, including putting pressure on the United States and Britain to make it unlawful to boycott. That shows how effective it is. So please become part of that campaign. Also, we recently, a number of us, sent letters to Charity Commission. Look, it is outrageous that Charity Commission is allowing Zionists to fundraise as a charity under the Charitable Act for giving equipment to Israeli Defense Force. A defense force that is actually killing innocent children every day. How could that be charitable? I mean, you know, there is a question mark that this is legal or not, but it's definitely not charitable. While they're putting pressure on mosques not to support the Palestinian cause because they say, how can you say that's charitable? Well, you know, God news, how could you, the Charity Commission, think that killing and giving knives and bullets to kill innocent people is charitable? So these are the things we need to do, and we need to work together. Let us unite. Let us make a commitment right now that we will unite and make sure that this concept of never again, it becomes really universal. Last not least, I would like to thank all my friends, Ilan, Chaim, and Rabbi Cohen, Sarah, and Richard Falk for wonderful messages. They're going to be available on YouTube. Let us make sure that more people will hear the wonderful speeches we had here today. Thank you very much. And I just want to thank the volunteers. They've done a wonderful work. Thank you so much.